Hi, welcome to me, Paul Fay, with episode 3 of the Weekly Windup. I'm sorry there was no episode last week for those of you who wrote to me, but thank you for being interested and showing concern. I did have a bout of illness, and we have had visitors and various other real world uh, things got in the way. And also, I've been testing Pocket Pen and Run, and I've been trying to fit in some projects as well. Um, So what have we got for you today? Well, we're going to start off. Well, firstly, the start of our show this week is the great Joe Cards. Did an interview with him. When I did it in the middle of my illness, and it's no excuse, but someone had told me to use Google Meet to record face to face. It was better. What I hadn't realised is that even though I had it set up correctly to record, every time I spoke on the recording, my face appeared. So I've spent quite a lot of time editing, and there's periods where we go to voice only, but I didn't want you to miss out on all Joe's uh, interesting, fascinating interview. What a great guy he is. Um, but I didn't want you to hear a load of waffle from me because you can tune into my own show for the rest of the time for that. Um, but we're going to start off this week by showing you what progress I've made in the scheduler, and I've had a lot of people. Uh, I was stunned by how many people actually wrote to me regarding the scheduler, and I've had, I want to say, a couple of thank yous. So David Toombs, who's done a lot of testing for me, Ryan Valerie, and who's done some decoding for me and debugging, and I think I've got the scheduler to a position where I'm pretty happy with it. Of course, once users start, you start playing around with it, you may have other suggestions, but I'm almost ready for it to be released into the wild world. It will not go up as a file on any Facebook site. You will have to send me a message in Facebook, and I will share it with you. And the reason I'm doing that is I will be updating it regularly, and I don't want people to be downloading old files, and I don't want to have to keep it up to date online. But it is free, obviously. So I'm doing my best to deliver what other people want, even though I originally started it as something for myself for all my projects for next year. So let's get to it. I'll show you where we're up to at the moment. Let's just get rid of this. Oh, sorry. Don't know why that has appeared. And let's go to Google Chrome. Let me just open these. Pocket Diamond League Master versions. I know if I was professional, I'd have all this ready before I came on air, but guess what? I'm not professional. So there we go. This is what it looks like at the moment. And this is the dynamic version. So you've got a league scheduler, you've got a tournament creator, and you've got a user manual. Let's start in reverse order. You've got the user manual, and that's only been created by AI. So that'll probably need beefing up, but at least it's something to give you an idea of how to do it. We'll go to tournament creator, and I tell you what, let's go to league scheduler, and let's copy 8 teams across from Baseball America 2024, just for demonstration purposes. So you paste those in here as plain text. Let's get rid of this division title and put a comma there. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now you can have either automatic seeding or you can have manual matchup entry. And you can decide round 1, round 2, or championship games. So if it's 8 teams, it knows it's 3 rounds, and you can change that from best of 5 to best of 3. and you can have your splits on the best of 3. You can have not 3 all the way, or you can have, I don't know why best of 7 appears twice, but oh no, that's because it's the next one. Sorry. So it's best of 7, which is 2, 3, and 2. Best of 5, you can have 2, 2, and 1. Seems to be the commonest split. You can have best of 3, 1, 1, and 1. Best of 3, 1, and 2. Best of 3, 0, and 3 all the way. But don't worry about that, because if you want to do the tournament manually and just export it, it can do that. So let's change round 1 to best of 3, and let's change it to, let's represent like MLB professional now. So the wild card. Round 2, let's make best of 5, 2, 3, and 2, and sorry, not 2, 3, and 2. Best of 5, 2, 2, and 1, and then the championship split 2, 3, and 2. And you can go initialize manual grid. So you can have, for the first round, you can have it generate whoever you want. So showboats, Minutemen, barrelmen at notes, shots, challengers, and brawlers at blues. Okay, so you can have it do that, and there you go. It's put in what we had from above, and you can export that bracket in CSV. So you've got an Excel. In fact, let's have a look at it now. I don't think I've looked at the schedules. So that comes up like that with the game ID and the home team and the away team. Okay. I know it's my Britishness coming out and putting away. I know it's road, but you'll see how it works. That gives each game its own individual ID. So that's for tournament schedules. Let's reset the tournament, or you can have automatic seeding. Let's change that to 3 again, change that to 5, and then change that to 2, 3, 2, 5. Okay, and then generate bracket and schedule. Oh, sorry. It got rid of the thing when I reset it. Sorry. I could actually change that so it doesn't delete your teams. So generate bracket and schedule, and it's done it itself. It's calculated. It's drawn at random. Your draw, and then below it, it gives you these games down here ready for export. Okay, when you do export it, you can change the dates to whatever you want. It just comes out with them consecutively. So I didn't really concentrate on the tournament. I wanted a simple method for producing tournaments. So you can produce 4, 8, 16, or 32 at the moment. As I say, some of you may have more and more that you want. I suggest you just create 2 lots of schedules. So if you've got more than 32 teams, just do it twice and then tack one onto the other. So we'll move to the league scheduler, and I'm not trying to write a scientific. My main problem was with I play Cold Snap, CF and CFL, and obviously there's 9 teams. I play shortened seasons in my projects because I've got a lot of projects, and trying to create a balanced schedule with 9 teams. It's almost impossible. In fact, I've had people write to me, can it produce this schedule? Will it work with 7 teams per um, per division? Well, you're not going to get a balanced schedule with that many teams. In fact, let's just change that to nets for, I don't know what happens when you actually do that. Let me just change this to 2. Let me see. Yeah. So it needs to be 5 or 6 teams. You could have more, but it needs to be a perfect balance. So let's get rid of that. Let's generate balanced schedule. Let's reset schedule and generate a balanced schedule. Okay, so this is my standard season. We have 20 games per team. We have 2 game series. We have no interdivisional play. And you'll see that it's produced all intra-division 6. So it produces 5 rounds. So minute, showboats. And then if we go to round 6, it then 6 to 10 is the reverse showboats at Minutemen. See? So it just reverses for games 6 to 10. Now the dates, you can change how many games in the series. Sorry, not you can change up here how many games in the series, but you can change the dates of the games. So if you wanted one game per series, let's reset schedule. We wanted 1 game per series. Not done that one before. So you can see, although it says the 1st to the 4th, you can just edit your exported schedule. It's not perfect, but it gives a good account of a base to create your schedule. So let's say 2 games per series. Let's reset it again, and we'll go with my standard 2 games per series. But let's say I'm now decided that I want to introduce something I don't really agree with, because I'm old-fashioned, interdivision play. Now, as soon as you introduce interdivision play, that means you have to tell it how many. This has become changeable. It's gone red, so it knows you have to enter something in there, and you have to enter. Let's change it. So let's say we're going to have, you see, as we've changed it to 1, it knows total games per team are 22. And let's say we change it to 24 per team. So we're going to have 2 interdivision series. And what you do over there, you say when you have them. So let's say we're going to have them in week 3 and week 7. Okay. So what you do then is you generate the schedule, and it tells you, if we come to week 3, there's your interdivision. So you can decide here how many games between 1 and 7 they're going to play against each team. So let's just add, let's say the showboats are going to travel to the Bees for 2 games, okay? And then let's say in week 7, the Skyliners are going to travel to the Minutemen. Okay, again, you can change the dates. These are all editable. And scroll down and you get the summary at the bottom. And you can see, I will change this so it goes green for everyone else, but red if it's an unbalanced schedule. So you can see the 4 teams that we've changed. At a glance, you can see you've produced an unbalanced schedule. Some teams are playing more than others. So if we scroll back up, we know that's not right. So if we go back up, showboats at Bees, Minutemen at Skyliners, Barrelmen at Voyagers, and Notes at Guns, Challengers brawlers. Is that right? Challenges at brawls. 3, 4, 5. 3, 4. 3, 4, 5. Sorry, that should be at blues. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5. That shouldn't be them. 3, 4. That should be shots. Shots at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blues, and then 3, 4, 5, 6 challengers at brawlers. Okay. Then if we come down to 7, let's see what we've got at the bottom now, because there still should be an unbalance. Everyone's 22 except those 2 teams that we've got playing in week 7. So that's Skyliners at Minutemen. Let's change that to Bees. Let's just say they're playing the same teams. At Showboats, but the reverse. Skyliners at Minutemen. Voyagers at Barrelmen. Guns at Notes. Blues at Shots. And Brawlers at Challengers. And if we scroll to the bottom now, you'll see we've got a completely balanced schedule. Every team will play 24, including 4 games against the other division. And if you notice, it changes manual game 1 and it's into division entry. It tells you. And these dates you need to change for the manual games to decide whenever you want those to take place. There's a lot of flexibility in the dates, because I don't want to tell people what dates they're playing. You can go through the schedule and change them yourself. You can change them at this point, or you can change them after you've exported. Most people told me that the dates were not important. They were more interested in actually receiving a schedule. So we export the schedule and we look at it there. And it exports in this way. And so you can use that schedule however you wish. And that's up to you when you do it. You can change the dates. I could change them to, it's better changing them at source really, but some people play the same series on the same day, or anyway, as I said, it's not perfect, but it's where we're at the moment. It's basically, it was for my purposes to get the games in. I don't really worry about what date it says on there. It's what date I played the game. Now, what do we do with that schedule? Well, what we're going to do in this case, we're going to save it, and we're going to save it in. Let's see where I'm going to save it. I'm going to change it. I'm going to put it in my Pocket Pennant Run Baseball Master. And I'm going to put it in. I'll just leave it there for the moment. Okay. And then what do we do with that schedule? You can either play it yourself manually in whatever game you're using, or in my case, what I do is this. I'm going to show you how I use it in the new headquarters app that I've produced. Okay, so let's open up the latest version. Okay, now when you receive it, this is how you will actually receive it. Well, once I release this, it won't have Pocket Diamond League of America, because that's Pocket Pennant Run's fictional league, which may or may not happen. It may do, but it's ready to go. It just depends whether myself and Craig actually get time to release it. A lot of people were interested. But you will receive a blank uh, tables like this with no stats, etc. And how do you get stats into that? How do you get a league structure into it? Well, the way I do it, I go to Pocket Pen. There's other methods, obviously, uh, but I go to Pocket Pen and Run. Craig has got export in there, and you'll be able to export it. And remember, it's only $14.95 to get the print and play version, and that's dollars. Unlimited digital updates, and what you'll be able to do, what you can do at the moment, is export that as an Excel file, and he's going to have it so it's a CSV, and you'll be able to import the league structure directly into this app. Whether or not it's completely merged into Pocket Pen and Run, eventually there'll still be a standalone version, so don't worry. If you don't use Pocket Pen and Run, you'll still be able to use this version. So we go to Commissioner Tools, we type in my password or the Commissioner's password, and we're going to create new league from CSV. Now, because I've already got it ready, obviously, in rosters, and we've got baseball. I've got a 3-division one there, which I'm testing, but we've got Baseball America 2024 complete roster. So we double click that, and it'll say it'll replace your current league data. You haven't got any, and it can't be undone. It can be undone, but this is just a warning to say what you're doing. We press OK. We call it Baseball America 2024. We click OK, and that's loaded. And if we go into have a look now, you'll see that it's loaded the 2 divisions. Now, why has it got points, you may say here? That's because I have a special point system. At this point, I want to thank the other 11 people that have supported me in my first ever co-op league starting in January, which will be called the Baseball Diamond League 2026. And I hope you'll follow along. We'll have a website and this will be on the website with all the results and stats. Now, at the moment, we've only got a few league leaders categories that will be updated. We'll have a separate page for leaders, and I'll show you, you can export stats as well. But the main thing we're going to show you today is how the schedule fits in to this 6811, and we enter and we upload a full schedule. You can add single games, but we're not going to do that. And we're going to upload this schedule, and schedule uploaded and merged successfully. So we click OK, and now we've got the full schedule imported directly into the game, as you can see. And you can see just your team if you want. So you can see, let's say you're the bees, you can just see all the bees. Okay, you're just interested in what your division's doing. You can just see that all teams. You can see what all the teams' fixtures are and the date, and you can see that you can enter that full entry or express. And at the moment, if it's express, you only get these options. By the time the full entry, you will get hits and errors, but you can update it. So if we said Showboats, let's say they won 2-1, and the winning pitcher was Hura, and the losing pitcher for the Bees was Kelly Whitehouse, and the save was, I'm trying to think who's the saver for the Showboats. They're not, all of the players are not in here. This is just a test version. Let's say it was this. Anyway, save the score updated successfully, and I've lost it now. So there's showboats. Showboats. There it is. I don't know why. Oh, I see. Sorry, that'll be changed. It's gone to the bottom because it's played. Last 6 played. There we go. So it shows you that result. And if you go back to all games, you can see all teams. You can see full entry is here. Now, if you're doing it yourself, you've got access to it. Obviously, if you're the league commissioner, you'll be the only one authorised to enter these results. So you go to full entry, and you can upload a completed template that'll be exported either in iScore, or the approved one is Pocket Pen at Run at the moment, but as long as you can download the game template. So let's say it'll do the full rosters because I haven't saved any lineups, because you can go in and save lineups, but you can download the game template and it'll look like this. It'll have all the players at the moment because I haven't saved the lineups, and it'll save the exact teams. So that's every player at the moment. But if you save a lineup and then download game template, it would just give you, I don't think I've got any. Let's just try. I don't think there's any. I don't think that I've saved any templates. No, it's just got every player at the moment. But as I say, I'll show you that before we go any further. Commissioner tool 6.8, just on. Edit teams. Sorry, lineup manager. That's what I was looking at. Those are my marbles. Let's say with bees, the bees will come up, and you can save 5 different lineups. Okay, and then once you've done that, and you choose the lineups, when you export the roster for that game, it will only come up with the players who are actually involved in the team. So I don't know if we've got game 1 Minutemen at Showboats. Let's have a look. Commissioner tools. Let's just go here and create a game. You can add a single game. Let's say we want to call this 001, and we want Showboats at Minutemen. Save game. Game added to schedule. Close. And there's game 1. And if we go full entry, upload completed game template, just bear with me a sec. Technical difficulties. There it is, game 1. Okay, stats updated successfully, and you'll see it's updated the stats. I've just noticed that it's not showing the. This might be the version. I see. Just bear with me. Just going to open the fixed version. This old version had incorrect calculations on ERA for some reason, and innings pitched. I don't know why that was. I don't know why we're getting that incorrect calculation, but by the time it's released, that will be fixed. Let me just see if I've got a version where that's fixed, because I was working on it. Just bear with me. See if we can find it now. I know what's happening. It's bringing up a cached version from Chrome. Let's say if I could open this version in Edge. It's put them the wrong way. Yes, it's brought them in there now. This is the cache version. Yeah, it's got the totals correct. This is the same version that I had in Chrome, but Chrome will always attempt to use your older version. I have fixed that as well, so I've cleared your cache automatically on the newer versions, so that doesn't happen, because it's a real pain. But as I say, I've fixed that. So you can see it will come up with all the stats there. So we may as well use this version while we're in it. And what you can do, if you go to export, you can now export player stats by team or all player stats or by division. So let's say by division, let's export profits, and that will come up with the team stats like so, that you can copy across into wherever you want. You can sort these columns for any of you who are not experienced in sorting. It's a fairly easy process. You can go to data filter, and you can filter that column by we don't want orange. Okay, so we want largest. So you can see, you can sort, and then you can go back to home. You can increase. So you can see the Minutemen are batting 158 and the Showboats 150. And ERA, you can do the same again and sort those columns. So you can do anything you want really with Excel. Going back to I'm not saving any of these. We go back to our export options. It can export player stats by team. So let's say we just want to see our own team. Look at the Showboats, and that will come up with the batting, the raw data for that team. I'll probably release templates where you can just copy this across and it'll do the calculations for you. I'm not up to that yet, but as you can see. So, anything else I need to show you? Profits, Sears, profits. Let's have a look at the export options. I'm starting building up the league report. It's not finished yet, but it is getting towards looking at least in columns now. Oh, one more thing. Every column is sortable on here. So let's say Showboats had 50 points, Challengers at 30, 20, 10, 37, and 19. You can just sort by column, or if you sort the traditional method, you can sort by any methods the one method, games back. It calculates that automatically. If you want to go to run difference or runs for or your streak, it can tell you exactly. So I think you can see it's quite flexible. What other export options? Team stats by division. Let's have a look at that one. I think I've looked at that one. Yeah, I've looked at that one. Team stats. Anything else? Oh, you can just export all your rosters and your ratings. Now, don't forget in your ratings, you can write all of what you want here. Although this is defaulted to pocket, pen, and run, my divisions here, you can call these whatever you like, and you can change the ratings. I've changed Dexter Ford to Home Run King and Icon, just for an example there. Now, if we come down to look at the statistics summary down here, that's the team combined. You can just look per division. Again, everything's sortable. Which teams had the most strikeouts? Who's leading in batting average? Who's had the most Ks? Who's given up the most walks? Who's got the most wins? Sort by alphabetically. You can do whatever you like, or you can look at the player stats. So let's look at the Minutemen. So you can look at Benny Cronister, and you can see what his ratings are. You can see what he's actually performed at. You can see, and again, everything's sortable. So you can see Carty's had 3 hits. Who's had the most homers? There's only J.R. Keel had 1 so far. You can click on each team, and this will show you. This will be in the colours. You can edit the season colour, the team colours. You can put a season summary. You can put the stadium. You can put the managers, and that will all be very easy to do. So we're not quite finished yet, but I hope you can see how it's all coming together. And I will give you support after it's gone out, but that will only be by Facebook message. I'll put if you want to join this particular group for that, for the scheduler, I'll form a group called Scheduler, and we can all share our ideas, and you can tell me what's good and what's bad about it. And I'll probably be just called it Commissioners. But that's the only way I'll be sharing it. Well, I'll share it by email, but that's the only way I'll be communicating or supplying support. And I think that's about it for showing you what is happening at the moment. For those who are interested in a deeper dive into this, obviously we will have a training session nearer the time. You can do a lot of things with it. You can edit the schedule by going here. This will take you to the schedule. If you are a commissioner, you'll be able to type in here a security number, and you will be able to go to a security panel. I'm not sure if it's on this version. No, it's because I've got 2 different versions open here. But that's where we're up to at the moment. Let's see if it's on this one. Yeah, there's the security panel, and it'll have Commissioner Tools code, what the code is to get into it. If you want to set it to shut down, it will do so, and after a certain date. And the good thing about this is you can have as many projects as you want on the go, because we've got project management, You can save this as BA24 test. You can save it, and if you want to come back to that and you want to load it, you can load it, and it would replace your current project. So, and you can, if you just want to save the season data up to date, you can do that. So I hope you see that we're getting a bit closer to a finished product, but the scheduler is, I think, as good as it can get. But oh, by the way, the scheduler that's built into this is not the finished version. So this is not as good as the version that's in that's separate, because this does not produce all of the details. But that separate schedule will be integrated into it. So eventually you can either ask for the full version with the scheduler built in, which will be the full version of the scheduler, or you'll be able to ask me just for the scheduler standalone. That's entirely up to you. Hopefully it'll all be finished within the next month, because I need to get on with playing my own projects. Next week there'll be no show, by the way, here, because I'm in London to watch sumo racing. Now we're going to go to part 2, which will be the interview with Joe Cards.
All I can say is he's one of the greatest guys I've met in the community. He's so giving, and he's interesting, and he contributes a lot. He's a busy guy, so thanks, Joe, for fitting us in.
Sorry about that.
No,
and
no,
let me say, in response to your opening, that it is an honor and a pleasure to be on here with you, and the feeling is mutual as far as you becoming a friend from the first day we met and talked, and you give a lot to the community as well, Paul, and I appreciate that.
So do you, Joe. It's fantastic. And I know there's been a lot of talk lately about some negatives in the community, and I've met very little negativity in the community.
Mm-hmm. The negativity is probably a 0.1% in our community out of 100.
If we could only represent that in life, we'd be
we'd be on a really good road.
People say to me that I'm busy. How do we do all the projects? But Joe, I've got nothing on you, because every day you're all over the place, and you're lucky because you live in the States. I always say, I always wind up people in Britain and say, I wish we were the 51st state, and they always go mad,
Well, listen, I'm lucky enough I'm retired, so I get more gaming time in. I happen to have a great wife who's very supportive of my hobby. Like, she tells other people who are friends who are in the hobby casually, and tells their wives they could be doing worse things with their time. So she's very supportive, so I get to game a lot.
Okay, so tell me, we're not here to talk about me. I want to know about you, because we don't get a chance. Tell me.
Are you sure now? Be careful what you wish for, Paul.
Well, I have heard that, Joe. I have heard that. But I've seen all your other chats, but I didn't watch them all in detail or make notes, apart from knowing that you played hockey when you were a child. I saw pictures with your son, hockey coach. I know you love the New York Rangers.
Yes.
But tell me, how did you get into sports board game? Tell me your history.
Oh, I got into sports board gaming. Okay. So believe it or not, my dad loved sports. I was a kid. My dad was probably way ahead of his time. He probably would fit in so well in our gaming community had he be alive. I mean, he'd be up there in age, but just per se, as a kid, I remember playing table games with him. I remember the rod hockey with the sticks.
Oh, yeah, we had that.
Kadako baseball with the spinner. The football game with the spinner.
I'd never heard of that till about 3 years ago. Yeah.
And the electric football, the vibrating. We always played games when I was a kid. Wow. And watch sports. So my dad really introduced me to the gaming world as a child.
So you have played continuously since then. So what?
No, so then of course, when I got into my teens, you get away from it, and then I got married. Played a little bit of Catico, once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
And then around, I got about 2 years, 1985. And you might have heard this story. I've told it. I think I told it to Dave Gardner. Um, my wife, we went shopping in the mall, and my wife was shopping. I said, I'm going to go walk around. I went into a place called the Game Room, and that's when non-sports games where they used to get together. And I walked on a shelf and I see Stratomatic Baseball, a box. And I remember as a kid reading comic books or the sporting news, the ads, but I never ordered it. And I said, you know what? I'm buying this. Rest was history. I was hooked. And so 85, 40 years ago is when I started with Stratomatic Baseball.
And I'm surprised yours was baseball, because I thought you were going to tell me that it was hockey, you see.
So yes. So to continue on, we would go back to that store because the mall was not far. And I would always go in there. And then in 87, 2 years later, they had hockey on the shelf. I didn't know Stratomatic had hockey or any other sport. And I was like, oh, I have to grab this because hockey, listen, baseball is an American sport, they say, but my dad played hockey, played roller hockey. We used to play, I was a kid, we used to play hockey in the living room, with little shoehorns and roll-ups. So when I saw that, I was like, I grabbed it. So 85 started baseball and 87 started Stratomatic hockey. And then, when I had my son, kind of, what happens, life gets in the way. In the 90s, kind of, lagged off a little. But then around when my son was like 7, 8 years old, I started playing a little Stratomatic baseball with him. As a matter of fact, I still have the All-Star set they came out with. He loved that All-Star set. And we used to play, and then, when as my kid, you grow older, and I got back into it. I stood on and off, but I really got back into it hard the last few years.
So do you watch football as well?
I do, but yeah, before that, so you had saying how you want to create that end to end, and I, like I said, I played strat hockey for years, and what I find is each game offers something different.
So
Sometimes I'll look on the shelf and I'll say, you know what? I'm looking for this in the game today. So let me pull out Hockey Blast, or I'm looking for this. I want to go to Strat. But I will tell you this, if you're looking for an end-to-end game, Grant finds 49 Quick Decks Hockey intense, very detailed and intense.
I've got it here, but you see, I don't know, because I get all Grant's games. In fact, he brought it to me in Denver last year. And the thing is, sorry, I'm just looking at it, it's on my shelf.
Okay.
I've not actually played a game with it. Do you know why? Well, the second game I bought of Status Pro was Status Pro Football. And
Okay.
I took it out of the box. And in Britain, we don't know enough. Although I've watched the sport for like 40 years or more, we don't know enough strategy. And so it took one play, took me about 45 minutes. So I put it back in the box.
I got you.
Didn't pull it out. It's the same reason the second season stayed in the box for 6 months.
Yeah, I just got that, and I'm going to dig into that in a couple of weeks.
That is an amazing, ankle will snap. It's amazing game. They're amazing games.
I had to buy it. I had the Express game, and I enjoyed the Express game. And I didn't mean to avoid your question about football, but now we'll get into, yes, I do love football too. And in last year's Play sale, the Black Friday sale, I don't know if they had the 20 years for $20, and I bought it. And I'm sitting here looking at, all my teams, and I'm like, I got to just buy second season now. I got all these seasons. I got
it as well. Yeah.
I see, when we were in Canton at the Hall of Fame, the event in the Hall of Fame, and Keith and I watched Keith play it, and I was like, I have to go buy this game now. Every game I've ever played from Play, you just love it. I just love all the games that I've played from them. They do an incredible job. And I love the narrative, it's different. And again, it's another game that their games offer something that another game may not. Doesn't mean they're worse, doesn't mean they're better. I think all games are great, depending on what you're looking for. Suggestion is what I tell people, if you're a casual fan of hockey, you like the game, but you're not, like me, I'm a crazy hockey fan. Um, I suggest to people start out with the highlight. It's a quicker play. It's not as in depth, but yet it keeps the integrity of the game in place. And I think it's a good introduction and a segue into the full version. If you like it, and then you go play you play five, six, half a dozen games and you like it and you pull out the full, it's a segue. You'll have a good understanding.
So I hope you enjoyed that interview with Joe there. That's just the first part. Um, it took me about 3 days to edit my voice out of it. I know my wife tells me I talk a lot, but I'm really sorry, Joe. So some of the editing is a bit patchy. Editing is a bit patchy, but I hope you got a feel for what a great guy Joe is. And he talks a lot of sense about the community. And I hope you got that through. And we'll be watching the next part probably in my middle show, Wednesday's show, which will be when I come back across the boards. And he's got a lot of great things to say. Some of it about express games, which fits into my deep dive that's coming up across the boards. We're going to be looking at all the express games. So as I say, there'll be no show next week, but I will be back with across the boards on the following Wednesday. Until then, be safe, be happy, and great gaming. Take care. Thank you.